Hope you're doing well, everyone. So I'm here with my student, Kumbi, who's just finished our accelerator program, and he got his results the other day. So I'm just going to have a quick interview with him, and hopefully this will, you know, inspire you to show you that it is possible to start making these improvements in your grades. So Kumbi, hope you're doing well. So what was like the main thing in maths that you were finding difficult, that you were struggling with? What was going on?
I think I was struggling with like the harder concepts in pure and stats.
Mhm.
That's what
What
kind of
particularly though? Like which particular parts of pure?
um I would say integration. Integration was one of my ones that I really struggled with. I didn't
Mhm.
really get how to like find out which techniques to use on certain integrations. So yeah,
Mhm. And in stats,
and stats was probabilities.
probability. Okay. And what grade were you working at before you started speaking with me?
Um, in my class test, I was normally around DC level.
Mhm.
So
All
yeah.
right. And how long were you at that grade for? Was it like you were at a higher grade and then it went down, or were you always kind of maintaining that level?
Start of year 12, I was maintaining about A, B, and
Yeah.
then I dropped off to about a C level by end of year 12. And then year 13 was sort of maintaining that C level
Okay.
until I joined the program.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. And when you and your dad and your mum, like when you all spoke together after speaking with me, what was, I think you spoke with Davina, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the deciding factor for you guys to think, hey, you know what? Let's go ahead with this. Like, let's give it a go. What was that deciding factor for you?
I think it was like the support that was there. Like there was always, we had lessons most days of the week. There was always someone there if I struggled with something.
Mhm.
And the classes, they sounded like they were very interactive. It wasn't just someone speaking to you and then moving on. They
Yeah.
were always making sure that you understood
Mhm.
what you're doing before anything was moved on.
Okay. So you liked how it was interactive and a lot of support throughout the week, right?
Yeah.
What was the like when you did join and you was like just started to implement everything in the course, what were some of the main things that you actually did enjoy? Like, what did you find most helpful for you?
I think the Zoom calls, they really helped me.
The
Uh,
live lessons, or
yeah,
was it
the
the
live
exam
lessons.
classes, or both?
The live lessons, exam classes, because when we'd go through the questions, they were very like exam style questions. It wasn't sort of stuff you wouldn't see in the exam. So it was like you knew everything you were doing was going to help you towards that final exam. And then the exam class at the end was sort of at the end of the week helped like you solidify what we've learned through the week and point out weak points that we might need to work on again or videos that we might need to rewatch. So yeah.
Mhm. Okay, right, fair enough. And what did you do in addition to like all the materials and lessons? What else did you do so that you knew that you'd make the most out of it? What else were you doing with, you know, that ultimately led to your success?
I would say I was just doing past papers. So I was doing past papers and then I would highlight topics that I really didn't understand. And then I'd go back to past videos or past lessons and then rewatch that video to get an understanding and then try those questions again.
Okay, so you
And
like you like the recorded video lessons, right?
yeah,
Okay. And what else did you do?
um, just that mainly.
That was the main thing, yeah.
Yeah.
And like, what would you say to like a year 12 or 13 student if they're thinking like, let's say they go through the process, what should they be doing consistently so that they will get really good results?
I'll just say keeping on top of the workload. Like, don't let you kind of get comfortable and then you think, oh, you just look at something later, but then everything starts piling up, and you realize there's a lot
Mm.
of things to look at. So as long as you just keep it, maintain like your work ethic, the workload, and don't let yourself get dragged down by how much there is, then you will be fine.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. If you keep on top of it, it's gonna help, because in the end of the day, like the lessons and stuff are always gonna help you understand, but you start to put the practice into, and then make sure you get the support if you start.
Yeah.
And then, so what grade did you get in the end then? So you started year 12, all right, but then you went down to like D/C's. Then
Yeah.
what grade did you actually get in the end when you opened your results?
I got an A in maths.
Nice. How far over was it? Like, was it far over the grade boundary, or was it just an A?
It was, I think, 10 marks into the A grade boundary. So yeah.
Not too bad, not too bad. Yeah, I'm really happy for you. Well done. That's a big improvement to go from like a grade D/C and then up towards the A. How were you feeling on results day? Like when you actually did check your results?
I was kind of nervous. I was very nervous, but it was good to when you open it and like all the hard work that you've been putting in and like consistency, it pulls off,
Were
works
you
out.
relieved, or were you like expecting it? Were you like, yeah, I think I'm gonna get that?
I was kind of relieved and expecting it because I knew that I'd recently in the months leading up to the exams I'd been putting my effort in.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, I kind of was expecting it, but I was also relieved that I'd got it.
no, that's fine. And what did your dad and your mum say?
They were very happy. They were very
They're
pleased with
pleased.
what I got. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember we had lots of conversations, to make sure that we could give you the support that you needed. But I'm glad they're happy in the end. So what would you say, Kumbi, to, like, let's say there's a parent and student and they're thinking about, whether they should work with me or not. What would you say to them if they're still on the fence about joining? What would you
I'd
recommend?
say it's definitely worth joining the course. I think it makes you want to work for maths. It makes you want to achieve because you're with people all the time who are there, and then explaining what they don't understand helps you understand what you don't understand, things you understand. So
Mhm.
I think it's one of the best things I did in terms of my education for my A levels and my results.
Awesome, and it's really good to hear. And of course, you got to make sure that you are a good quality student as well. You got to put the work in too. But
Yeah,
as long as you do that, then for those who are listening and watching this video, it is absolutely possible. It's not easy, of course, but if you put the work in, it's definitely achievable. So, Kumbi, I'm really happy for you. Well done.
thank you.